to. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the MRC. It's great to be together here in the Elsie Gibbons room. And before I begin, I would like to take a moment to simply say that all of us, all the mayors and the staff and myself admire so much the courage and the perseverance and the strength that Maurice Beauregard and Doug Russell are showing through a very difficult time. And we want you to know we are with you. You have our prayers, and we would just like to show you our support right now.
Thank you very much.
It's unbelievable that out of 18 mayors, we have 2 that are in a fight with cancer, and yet they never miss a meeting. Pardon me? And it's the same cancer, and it's the same cancer that former Mayor Sandra Murray of Shawville had. And the fact that Maurice Beauregard and Doug Russell never miss a meeting. Doug is up in Rapide, and he's able to join by Zoom, but Maurice Beauregard is right here around the table with us. And we cannot take that for granted. We appreciate it so much, and we are behind you all the way, both of you. You're welcome. Next, I'll open the meeting and we will take the attendance. You have all filled out the other form, but now I'll take the attendance of the mayors and also staff. Corey, just say present or present. Corey Spence, present. Carl Mayer, Brent Orr, Alain Gagnon, Maurice Beauregard, Donald Gagnon, Edward Walsh, Christine Francoeur, Jean-Louis Corbeau, Terry Lafleur, Sandra Armstrong, Lynn Cameron, Doug Russell.
Present.
I know.
Present.
Present. What did you say, Doug?
Present.
I think you're on mute.
Nope.
It might be an issue on Colleen's end. She's going to fix that, Doug, so that we can hear you. So you can.
Okay, thank you.
At the moment, we couldn't hear your voice. Now you are muted. Okay, so unmute now. Say something.
Okay, I'm present.
Okay, it's going to take a little bit of time, Doug, but hang in there. We know that you're present. Thank you. Bill McCleary. Doris Ranger. Colleen LaRiviere. Karen Kelly. Odette Godin. Bernard Waugh. Annie Vinecourt. Travis Ladisser. Kim Lesage. Natasha Guimet. Julian Gagnon. Right? Colleen Jones. Jason Durand. On holiday, correct? Vacances. Excellent. Well deserved. There we go. Pass that to you. Thank you very much. So just to mention, we have continued, even though we no longer have to follow the COVID rules, we are still using Facebook Live as a way of being in touch for the benefit of the people of Pontiac. This meeting is being recorded and it will be available on the website by tomorrow. Number 3, use of the language of your choice. Oh, I needed a resolution to open the meeting. Could I have a resolution to open the meeting? Moved by Councillor Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. So we will go to number 3, which is use of language of your choice. Je rappelle l'importance pour les membres du conseil régional et les autres participants à la séance de s'exprimer librement dans la langue de leur choix. Au besoin, il y aura la présence sur place d'une ressource de la MRC pour assurer une traduction. I'd like to reiterate the importance for regional council members and other participants in the sitting to express themselves freely in the language of their choice. If necessary, a resource of the MRC will be available to ensure translation. Number 4, statement by the warden. Déclaration of décorum. Nous sommes élus par les gens de Pontiac pour les représenter au mieux de nos capacités. Ils s'attendent à ce que nous menions nos réunions d'une manière professionnelle. J'écouterai très attentivement les débats et les discussions de cette réunion et si j'entends des paroles négatives ou des critiques à l'égard de quelqu'un d'autre, j'arrêterai la réunion et demanderai à cette personne de s'excuser. Je vous remercie. We are elected by the people of the Pontiac to represent them to the best of our ability. They expect us to conduct our meetings in a professional and businesslike manner. I will be listening very carefully to the debate and discussion in this meeting, and if I hear any words of negativity or criticism of anyone else, I will stop the meeting and ask that person to apologize. Thank you. Go on to number 5. We'll need a resolution for the reading and adoption of the TNO agenda. Moved by Councillor LaRiviere. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 6, are there any declarations of conflict of interest on this agenda? Seeing none. Number 7, the adoption of the minutes of the last sitting. I need a resolution. Moved by Councillor Beauregard. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 8, public question period. Are there any members of the public here tonight who would like to ask a question? Seeing none. Number 9, questions from the public from the TNO agenda. Yes, we do have a question. And I believe it is a number of questions. So just one moment, I will find this. Travis, there was a TNO question, wasn't there? Okay, I'm sorry. It all says consolidated. So I'm looking for the one that says for the TNO. But maybe the question of TNO is right in the question. So let's just have another look. I'm sorry. Bear with us. It's important to read this. Hi, come right in. Would you like to you can sit at one of those chairs? Great. Unless you're with the media, you can sit along the side. Okay. They're all okay. It's excuse me, they're all for the regular council meeting. So we did not have any questions for the TNO agenda. So we'll go on to the next item, which is Annie Vinecourt. Accounts paid. We'll need a resolution after. Annie? Yes.
Okay, so for the TNO, this month, we had expenses of $67,279.67. There was a couple expenses for road maintenance. One was about 11,000 and the other one a little over 13,000. We also purchased the doors and windows for the garage, which you probably saw that have been installed and everything. They were just under $23,000. There was shares to the MRC and the rest was just basic gas for the vehicles.
Yes, Morris. Councillor Beauregard, go ahead.
Were the windows not included in the contract with the garage?
Great. Thank you, Morris. Are there any other questions? Could we have a resolution to accept? Thank you very much, Councillor Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Go to number 11, and this is adoption finale, Règlement 279/2022, concerning du territoire non organisé de Lac-Nago, afin d'autoriser la villégiature autour des lacs Claire et Brock. So it's Lake Claire and Brock, a resolution, and you're going to present it, Bernard.
Oui, le ministère de l'Énergie et des Ressources, le MERN, sollicite la MRC de Pontiac pour le développement de la villégiature sur son territoire. Les lacs Brock et Claire ont un très fort potentiel de développement de villégiature. Une modification de règlement de zonage du TNO est nécessaire et doit être adoptée. Donc, le règlement 279-2022. The Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources has been asking the MRC Pontiac for the development of resource on its territory, the Brook and Claire Lakes. This is in the Haunis Township, have a very strong potential for resort development. So an amendment to the TNO zoning bylaw is required through the adoption of TNO bylaw 279-2022. So the resolution we propose to the council is to adopt the final version of bylaw number 279-2022, bylaw amending the zoning bylaw 155-2010 of the unorganized territory of Lac-Nago in order to authorize resort leases around Claire and Brook Lakes.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Moved by Councillor Lafleur. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. We go on to number 12, Claire and Brock Lakes Resort Development Plan Resolution. Bernard.
La MRC a élaboré un plan de lotissement qui comprend 8 lots de villégiature au lac Claire et 5 au lac Brock, localisés dans les zones 311 et 312 du plan de zonage du TNO en vertu du règlement 219-2022. Les chalets villégiatures, les camps de pêche et de chasse sont permis. The MRC has developed a subdivision plan that include 8 resort lots at the Lac Claire and 5 at the Lac Brock Lake, located in zones 311 and 312 of the TNO zoning plan and under zoning bylaw 279-2022. Resort cabins and hunting fishing camps are permitted. You have on the you can open the zone just for a quick look. So this is the 5 at the Lac Brook. Is it so? Okay. And the other one east of the lake, east of the photo, you have the 8 lots of Lac Claire.
Any questions? We have a resolution by Councillor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Thank you. Go on to 14, Protocol Agreement for the Restoration of Stream Crossings. Bernard will need a resolution.
Skip 1, we are at 13.
So there, I see Claire and Brock Lakes Resort Development Plan, now infrastructure for Brock Lake Resort Development Plan.
La MRC de Pontiac doit fournir un accès aux 5 lots de villégiature au lac Brock qui sont localisés dans le TNO. Pour ce faire, un contrat doit être octroyé à un entrepreneur afin de construire un chemin sur une longueur approximative de 370 mètres et faire la réfection du chemin sur 1400 autres mètres. So the MRC Pontiac must provide access to the 5 resort lots at Brook Lake located within the TNO. In order to do so, a contract must be awarded to a contractor in order to build a road on an approximate length of 370 meters and also to repair another 1,400 meters of the road. So the resolution we propose to the council is to authorize the MRC to pay the stumpage fees and award a contract to a contractor for the construction and the repair of the road that will totalize to $32,900 with money from the Fonds de mise en valeur du territoire.
Thank you. Any questions about that? No? All right. Could I move by Councillor Kelly? All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Number 14, protocol agreement for the restoration of stream crossings. A resolution, Bernard.
Dans le cadre du programme de restauration de traverses de cours d'eau, le ministère des Forêts, de la Faune et des Parcs a accepté de financer 2 projets qui ont pour but de modifier les infrastructures sur les chemins du 10 000. Un protocole d'entente doit être signé avec le MFFP. Within the framework of the Watercourse Crossing Restoration Program, the MFFP has agreed to fund 2 projects previously submitted by the MRC Pontiac. The objective of the project is to modify 2 infrastructure on 10 000 Road. The MRC must sign a protocol agreement with the MFFP in order to benefit from this funding. The resolution to submit to this council is to authorize Mr. Jason Durand to sign a protocol of agreement, and that the TNO council agrees to finance the proposed infrastructure from the regular budget of TNO from the Resort Lease Development Fund.
Any questions? Moved by Councillor Ronker. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Number 15, financing request for a watercourse crossing project. Bernard Waugh.
Le MFFP a accepté de financer un projet d'une valeur de 231 800 $, présenté par la pourvoirie du lac Bryson afin d'installer un nouveau ponçon et changer un autre pour un nouveau pont sur le chemin en bordure de la rivière Coulonge qui mène aux chutes Gauthier. La MRC va contribuer à la réalisation du projet dans le respect de sa politique concernant le financement des ouvrages pour l'entretien et la réfection des chemins forestiers multiressources, c'est-à-dire 50% des coûts non financés par le MFFP ou un montant maximum de 11 590 avant taxes. The MFFP has agreed to finance a project worth $231,800 presented by the Bryson Lake Outfitter to install a new culvert and replace an obsolete culvert with a new bridge on the road along the Coulonge River that leads to the Gauthier Falls. The MRC will contribute to the realization of the project in compliance with its policy concerning the financing of works for the maintenance and repair of multi-resource forest roads, meaning up to 50% of costs not funded by the MFFP or $11,590 before taxes. So the resolution is to accept the funding request in accordance with the MRC policy.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, could I have a councillor move this? This will be moved by Councillor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. We will now go on to Dumont Lake Beach. Bernard, a resolution.
Yeah, about Lac Dumont, so the MFFP a répondu favorablement à une demande de la MRC de Pontiac pour la réouverture du chemin menant à la grande plage du Lac Dumont, conditionnelle à l'obtention par les Amis du Lac Dumont d'un bail communautaire. La réalisation des travaux se feront aux frais de la MRC. The MFFP responded favorably to a request from the MRC Pontiac for the reopening of the road leading to the large beach of Lac Dumont, conditional on the Amis du Lac Dumont obtaining a lease. The work will be carried out at the expense of the MRC. So the resolution proposed to this council is to authorize the TNO to pay for the necessary work to reestablish safe access to the road leading to the Lake Dumont Beach site. Once the organism, Les Amis du Lac Dumont, receives a community lease, and also to authorize the TNO to pay for the installation of a 1,600 millimeter culvert near the intersection of Baudouin Road and the road leading to the large beach at Lac Dumont.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Could I have someone move this? Moved by Councillor Lafleur. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Could I have a resolution to close the sitting of the TNO meeting? Moved by Counselor Beauregard, all those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Okay, finished the TNO meeting. Now we will go to our public meeting of August 17th. Could I have a resolution to open the meeting? Moved by Mayor Karen Kelly. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. We have taken the attendance, and I don't think it has changed from 15 minutes ago or so. Number two, just to remind everyone that, and I see some mayors are wearing masks. It is a good idea, but there is no particular protocol that we're to be following right now for COVID, but we are continuing at the request of the public, and it's our wish to continue to tape or record the sittings and also broadcast live on Facebook. Number three, the utilization of the language of your choice. Je rappelle l'importance pour les membres du conseil régional et les autres participants à la séance de s'exprimer librement dans la langue de leur choix. Au besoin, il y aura la présence sur place d'une ressource de la MRC pour assurer une traduction. I'd like to reiterate the importance for regional council members and other participants in the sitting to express themselves freely in the language of their choice. If necessary, a resource of the MRC will be available to ensure translation. Number four, statement by the warden, declaration of decorum. And by the way, this also applies to everyone in the room, not just the people around the table. I start out saying that we are elected, but we want decorum for the entire meeting, which also includes people who are here from the public. Nous sommes élus par les gens de Pontiac pour les représenter au mieux de nos capacités. Ils s'attendent à ce que nous menions nos réunions d'une manière professionnelle. J'écouterai très attentivement les débats et les discussions de cette réunion et si j'entends des paroles négatives ou des critiques à l'égard de quelqu'un d'autre, j'arrêterai la réunion et demanderai à cette personne de s'excuser. Je vous remercie. We are elected by the people of the Pontiac to represent them to the best of our ability. They expect us to conduct our meetings in a professional and businesslike manner. I'll be listening very carefully to the debate and discussion in this meeting. And if I hear any words of negativity or criticism of anyone else, I will stop the meeting and ask that person to apologize. Thank you. Number five, the reading and adoption of the agenda. The only thing I'd like to add is that we will go in camera briefly at the end of the meeting. Certainly. You could repeat that again, so
Yeah,
it's well.
sorry, we just had several calls at our municipality regarding, I guess, the news. They're watching the news feeds or whatever there, and they're saying regarding the new language laws in Quebec, and I was just wondering, was it a requirement for the municipality to pass a resolution? Even though, like, our municipalities, we checked the census today and stuff like that, and we're up above 50%. Is there still that requirement? We have to pass a resolution for that, or are we grandfathered?
I think that every municipality should pass it. This is what we were advised through Andre Fortin's office earlier. And we already, with our petition, made a statement on behalf of the MRC. But I think, and I've been reassured by the CAC government that we will keep our bilingual status. And by all reports, I was speaking to some real estate people, and 90% of the people purchasing homes at the moment are coming from Ontario. So I think that the Pontiac message of welcoming everyone is being heard loud and clear. But I think it's a good idea that at your next council meeting, if you could, and I believe we already, Travis, have some kind of, some kind of recommendation or statement concerning the importance of protection of both languages? Yeah. Could I maybe ask that we would, Bernard, take a look at previous resolutions and send something out that you could all use. Would that be helpful?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Okay, I think it's important to take a stand. What do you all think? We should have some discussion on this. Mayor LaRiviere? Here's my mic.
We all did. We had to, by a certain date, it was, to my recollection, we had to adopt the last fall. Yeah. Yeah. So Clarington might have already done so.
Perhaps the first step would be to check with your DGs and see if perhaps around October of last year, it would have been before the election, before some of you became mayors. That was probably done. But if it wasn't, it would be, I think, prudent to make sure that you do it. And the way it is supposed to work municipality by municipality is that if 51% of people, whichever language 51% are, then that is your first language. I believe in the case of Fort Collonges, Mansfield, and L'Île de Grand Calumet, it's first language French. And I don't think that will change, but we still promote bilingualism across our region. So thank you for raising that, Ed. So maybe we won't add it to the agenda, but you brought it up now. So we'll follow up with in each municipality. Okay. So could I have a resolution then to approve the agenda? Adding an in-camera session at the end. Moved by Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Are there any declarations of conflict of interest on this agenda? Okay, seeing none. Number 7, we need a resolution to adopt the minutes of the June 15th, 2022 sitting. Moved by Mayor Maurice Beauregard. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 8, adoption of the minutes of the special sitting of July 7th, 2022. I need a resolution moved by Mayor Doris Ranger. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Go on to number 9, which is presentation. Thank you for being so patient. And so we will ask, and pardon me, I think you were told it was going to be right at 6:30, but we did have some business to accomplish first, especially the TNO agenda first. So I'd like to ask Mr. John Petty, who we all know, to speak about the Terry Fox Run in Shawville, and Rick Ballin is with him as well. And here's my microphone, John, because you need it for the people on Facebook Live to hear you.
All right, number 1, thank you for allowing us a few minutes to talk about the Terry Fox Run 2022. We've been coming here about 10 years. When we came here originally, we were kind of easily dismissed and sent on our way. Things have changed tremendously in the last 3-4 years, and the people in this room are responsible for it. So I want to thank you for that. Certainly appreciate. Very comforting to come to a meeting and know that you're going to get support. As mentioned, I brought co-coordinator Rick Ballin here with me tonight. So we're teaming up on you guys. You still outnumber us, but we're tough. 2022 is the 42nd National Terry Fox Run. It's 41 years at Pontiac High School in Shawville, Quebec for the Pontiac Terry Fox Run. We're in an attempt, like you guys and ladies are, to get back to some normalcy. So what we're doing this year is we're going to start and finish Pontiac High School. Starting time is 2 p.m. 10-kilometer run. You choose a distance of your choice. You cross the starting line, and that's all we ask of you. Water stations along the way and supervised by the Quebec Provincial Police. So there's a chance to mingle, but we don't encourage it. Every registration is outside. Worked last year, we're going to do it again. We also have this year, we have a barbecue at Value Mart. We used to do this in previous years, and it's Friday, September the 9th. So if you wish to come by for a burger, or you wish to donate a couple hours of your time for visibility, that would certainly be appreciated. One of the things that Rick and I have really worked on in the last 20 years is to bridge the gap between the kids of today and Terry Fox's generation. He did his Marathon of Hope in 1981. He'd be in his 60s now, so it's a big gap to bridge. But we've told you this before. In 2003, Betty Fox came, Terry's mom. She spoke passionately about her son, his ambitions, and his character. And we had the provincial director with us at that time. And since 2003, then we've had Terry Fox Student Run going. And we're proud to say that it is going stronger than ever due to the staff and administration we have at Pontiac High School. In fact, the kids are doing so well that the provincial director is coming again. He's coming again to laud the kids of Pontiac High School, the administration and staff for their efforts. So with the students and the community support that we have, we think we are having an impact and making a difference. So we wanted to let you know what's going on there. Rick and I go and talk to the students every year, pump them up. And it used to be on Terry Fox Day, it was Terry Fox holiday, the kids wouldn't miss school. But now there's not as many Bill McClearys around. So everybody does come and they take it very seriously. And the absentee rate is very low. Sorry, Bill, had to get that in. Anyway, all jokes aside, we got ways that you can help us out, and you already are. We're circulating posters. We'd like you to get them up in your community. If you can't champion this event itself, we'd like you to find somebody in your community that will do so. We'd like you to put these posters in a visible place. Maybe come to the barbecue on September 9th. But I guess the most important thing is seeing people. Terry Fox said people are what it's all about. And to make this event go, to keep it going, we need people to push it every year. I want to touch on something else that's not directly related to Terry Fox. I think it's intertwined, but that is, we're all here to make the Pontiac a better place. We're all here because we think we can make some change and have some impact. And, you know, I look at what's happening in the Pontiac. I look at the projects that are being promoted, and I just love the energy, the passion, the vision, the commitment that you guys, ladies in this room, have. So you're very inspiring to other people. You know, perhaps we've had people say, Rick and I inspire you guys, but you feed off each other, and that's really so important. So in conclusion, Terry Fox said he just wanted to make a difference in people's lives. And we all know how much he did. And I want to tell the people in this room, I know being in politics is a little bit like teaching. You have some garbage days, but you sure have a lot of good ones. And people in this room, you're very inspiring to Rick and myself. So keep up the good work, and don't forget to get that pool project going. We're not sure where it rates right now, but we're putting in a plug. We got to have a pool in the pond. Thanks so much. Thanks.
John, do you want to pass an envelope around tonight? I think that's what you usually do. Some people might have some donations they could put in just to kick things off. Okay, and maybe fill out. That's great. And I think as many mayors as possible will be there on September 18th. So pass. Sure. Okay, so, okay, I'll pass that around and keep chairing the meeting. Sure. I just fill out and, okay, very good. Thank you very much, John. And I'd like to give John Petty a round of applause because year after year, and Rick Fallon, faithfully, they're always here. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of perseverance, and most of all, a strong belief in the great work accomplished by Terry Fox. And may we never forget him. Thank you. Run, Terry, run. Okay, we'll go on now to the warden's report. Now, as you know, we did not have a meeting in July, so this we didn't have as many meetings in July, but I'll start from the last council meeting in June. So June 20th, we had a CPO meeting, land use plan meeting. I had a meeting with Andre Fortin, went to the Villa James Shaw meeting, and fortunately I'm now on the board because this is a project I really believe in. And as a volunteer, I'm sitting on it with Bill McCleary and many other good people. Rick Vallon, you're on it as well. Yes. Busy Born, was the inauguration. Remember those bike repair that the students through Care for Jeunesse initiated, and many other sponsors. They've installed more. Had a meeting with Bernard. The Bourse du Pontiac at McDowell School, an AGA for CEGEP, OSSA grad, an interview in Sheenborough, Andre Fortin's nomination. Many of you were at it in Quillon. The Johnson Lake Property Association, AGA in Thorne on a Sunday, wasn't it, Karen? Kelly? HR meeting, MRC and the GFP, AGA for Comptoir Saint-Pierre, a MAPAC meeting on Entente Sectorielle, Rencontre Prospective, Déchets Ultime with MRC about waste, MRC solar meeting and our opportunity. I'll just say, as we all know, but maybe the public do not know this, Pontiac has the most sunlight out of any part of Quebec. I think this could be a great marketing program for our tourism. I think they say in, where's the place everybody goes golfing in the US? There's a particular, starts with A, pardon me? That's one of them. And there is another one that I just, no, it's not Myrtle Beach. It's an actual state. And Arizona. Arizona has the less rain of any state in the US. So this is why golfing is very popular there. So I think we can utilize this fact. And apparently Renfrew County has a lot of sunlight. So, you know, we're neighbors who are across the river from each other, and we know we have an opportunity to look at a solar farm. So more about that later. Canada Day, many of you were active in all of your municipalities. I happened to be in the morning at Shane for the breakfast with Doris and Donnie Gagnon. And then I was in Shawville with Bill McCleary, and Sophie Chattel was there on the float as well, and Andre Fortin was there. CFP Pickenock, Vitalization Committee. Many of you were on that. Daniel Deschamps, who we heard from recently in our plenary, and Jerry Ryan speaking about Sphinx, mining, especially on Calumet Island. At a special council meeting, I had a meeting with John Dubé about forestry. Energy from waste meeting. That's with the staff in the MRC. MRC Valet Delegatno came here and made a presentation to us on their plan for a composting platform and how we might participate with them. Board meeting of the Chute Collunge, CPAWS, press conference in Gracefield involving 4 of the wardens, myself with Benoit Lauzon, Chantal Lamarche, and also Marc Carrière. And it was mainly our president, Benoit Lauzon, saying the government hasn't done anything about the forestry crease. Black River Committee, with which Odie is on, and Kim Lesage is helping us with that. Energy from waste. The Country Jamboree, I was with Ed Walsh up in Clarendon for that, and Andre Fortin was there. And Bill McCleary, were you at that? Oh, yes. Well, maybe that's why I don't remember. Maybe it was a bad memory. No, I don't remember singing. Maybe it was in your dreams. We had a vitalization committee, the HR committee. We had an interview process looking for our economic development director. An interview at CHIP. I had a meeting with Bernard and Alexandre Savoie-Perron. Energy from waste, a plenary meeting, a meeting of Piscine Pontiac, a meeting of Bruce Howie. Bruce Howie is our consultant from HDR who is advising us on energy from waste. We had put aside some money. So far, he has not invoiced us. He's doing it out of interest. So we're pleased with his knowledge. Lawrence Gunther came to meet Bernard and myself. Does anyone here know who Lawrence Gunther is? Have you heard of the films that SADC has been doing from lake to plate? He is a fisherman, and he also happens to be without sight. He has chosen the Pontiac as a place to find a 5-kilometer lake where he could build and develop the Bluefish Institute. He feels that one way to get in touch with nature is to understand more about fishing. And he's actually going to come to a future meeting to speak to us about the invasive species. We were talking briefly about the zebra mussel. And he said something interesting. We thought the boat washing all needed to take place before a boat goes in, but he said it's also important after. I guess he's correct, but we're concerned, we want to make sure with all of the new people coming to the Pontiac, bringing boats from many places. Actually, I have a question, Donnie Gagnon, with Jerry Cameron, do we do some boat washing when he's doing boat lifting at all or moving? Not sure. So I think at the moment they're expensive. We have one mobile unit. So this is something for further discussion, but I think it's very interesting. And Lawrence Gunther feels that it's very important to teach children how to fish properly, how to catch it, if they're releasing, how to do that. And anyways, he's quite an expert on fish and fishing. And he also talks about, being able to eat the fish. So it's a way of making use of local food. I had the opportunity to meet the new candidate who's representing the CAC government. Her name is Corinne. Last name Jollyker, and there's another name in between. Anyways, very interesting person. So far, she has met the mayor of Mansfield, and it is her intention to contact each of you to meet you and hear what she would hope to do. And Bernard had another meeting with Bernard and met with some investors who are coming to the Pontiac. Any questions on my warden report? Okay, thank you for listening. We'll go on to announcements. At this point, we go around the room and we'll start with Mayor Corey Spence. You can just pass this microphone. And this is your chance to talk about any upcoming events or anything interesting going on in your municipality.
Yes, thank you, Warden. Upcoming this weekend is Island Fest at Alameda Island. So the 19th and the 20th is when everything's happening. Big ball tournament and some other stuff. So 2 full days of activities for the whole family, including a baseball tournament, public market, duck race, local music. No ducks will be harmed in the duck race, by the way. Local music, children's activities, clowns, Edukazoo program. And also you can take horse-drawn carriage tours through the village if you like. Now, all these things are free of charge to the public. Everybody's welcome. And there will be a ribbon wings, I think, dinner sometime around the afternoon. But that's not free. I'll pay for that. Yeah. I think it's. I think it's more like a petting zoo type of thing. Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe we'll add the kazoo next year for you, Jane. You can learn how to play.
Yeah. Municipality of Leachfield, I have nothing to report. I'll pass it on to Mr. LaFleur.
Thank you, Colleen. Terry LaFleur, Otter Lake. The RA organized a very successful ball tournament last weekend, raised $3,500 for the planned splash pad that's coming up. And we have our 2 pickleball lines, courts, everything set up. So come on in, make a reservation, and away we go. That's it.
Thank you. Alain Gagnon, Bryson. No, nothing special for this month, exceptionally.
Brent Orr, Municipality of Bristol. September 10th, we have our annual Fireman's Ball fundraiser coming up.
Ed Walsh, Municipality of Clarendon. Nothing coming up for us. I just wanted to thank the people that did come out and support us last month at the Jamboree. Our numbers were down, but we had great weather, and the people that were out, we hadn't seen them in 3 years or whatever. So they had a great time and lots of laughs and lots of great music. So.
Bill from Shawville. We have a little event coming up called the Shawville Fair, starting September 1st. And thanks to Lynn Cameron, Andre Fortin, and a couple of the members of the Ag Society, they managed to not do the bridge work that night. So the Renfrew people that come to watch the truck pull can get home. So we think that's a good thing. It was going to really screw up the plans. And I want to make a shout out to Rick and John. People don't realize how much work they put into that project and for how many years they've been doing it. It's unbelievable. And John, you must remember that I did keep you on your toes when I was one of your students.
Christine Francard, Fort-Coulonge. J'ai rien à rapporter vraiment, mais j'aimerais ça souhaiter une bonne année à nos étudiants, puis les professeurs qui retournent à l'école, puis les travailleurs aussi. J'espère qu'on va avoir une année sans COVID. Donc, bonne chance.
Sandra Armstrong, Mansfield et Pontefract. Donc, la fin de semaine du 26, 27 et 28 août, il y a un tournoi de balle au champ de balle à Mansfield et c'est les dernières, c'est les playoffs. Donc, ils cherchent des joueurs. Si jamais vous n'avez envoyé ça à Mme Élise Jolin ou Adèle Romain. Et le 26 août, il va y avoir le lancer de la hache. So, axe throwing on August the 26th. It's for locals. So, local is the old Pontiac. Usually it's a $15 entrance fee for each game. It's down to $10 on the local nights. And this will be happening at the White Bridge Beach. So axe throwing on the August 26th. Thank you.
Lynn Cameron, Portage de Fort. This is the last weekend for the Call of the Turtle. It is quite nice. And there is continual well, I was going to say that at the end. The Stone School every week has a different vernissage, I guess you'd call it. And for the last month has been the Call of the Turtles. They had quite a showing, lots of kids. And the Conservancy was there as well as the MERN. But do stop by and see it. And they have a beautiful gift shop.
Jean-Louis Corriveau, municipalité de l'île du Grand-Calmet. Rien à rapporter comme un événement pour le mois d'août. Merci beaucoup.
Carl Mayer, Eileen and Kaywood. This weekend, on the 20th, the Bears Den having their barbecue and party back at the river.
Karen Kelly from Thorn. This weekend, there's not too much going on, but we do have a church supper on the weekend on Saturday night. So if anybody wants to come on up. October, that's always. No. October is going to be a 2-day event as usual. It's October, the end of September and the 1st of October. It's going to be a 2-day event. So it's only 2 days instead of 4 normally. So it's still going to be going on and still be full of everything. We're having a parade, the whole kit and caboodle. Oktoberfest.
Okay, Morris Borgard from Campbell's Bay, and sadly we have nothing to mention.
Donnie Gagno, Chichester. I have nothing to report, but Corey made it sound interesting for Island Fest, so I think I'll be attending.
Doris Raja, Sheenborough. We really don't have anything, but I'll say like Donnie, we will be supporting Corey on his event. Yeah. I also have, it's not Sheenborough, but it is in Sheenborough, Fort William. They're winding her down after 2 months, local business. And if you're interested, Tuesday night is trivia night and Thursday night is euchre night. So that's something new that they added. So it's been very successful, and of course the music on the weekend. Okay, thank you.
Odette Godin from Waltham. You're not going to believe this, but I have nothing to say.
Thanks, Odie. And just picking up on what Doris said, I did not mention something that I should have in the warden's report. I had an opportunity. It was a great opportunity. I don't know how many of you have done this before, but I had never seen Oiseau Rock from the water. And I had the opportunity last Friday afternoon, and the sun was out, very nice. I think had my holiday on in those hours. And I was with Sabrina Eyre and also with Joanne McCann, and she took us, and we should have invited Doris along because we were there in her municipality, but it was great. I'd never seen that part of the Ottawa River. And we also went to Fort William and looked at the Hotel Pontiac and spoke with Trevor Miller. And Doris is right. He's built a beautiful big deck, and everybody, you can put a lot of people there either for dancing or for eating. And they have the best beach in the Pontiac. It's a huge beach and so beautiful, so much potential there. Now I'm going to give Doug Russell the chance to speak. Can we hear you now, Doug?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Unfortunately, it is still not working.
Okay.
I wonder what it could be.
I have nothing.
Using sign language? Okay. I let me just guess something. Doug, I know we know you had a very busy summer and a very busy time when you were, oh, now, okay. It shows that you're still muted. I wonder if you just try unmuting one more time, if that would help.
I was unmuted, but
Yay, we can hear you.
there you go.
ahead.
Yeah, I have nothing at all this month.
You have
Here
nothing
I
at all
am.
this month because you wore yourselves out last month with the car show and that downtown committee, downtown life committee.
Yeah, they're pretty busy actually. So they do a lot for the community. Even though we can't seem to get together as a group, they do a lot for our community.
Excellent. And how's the chip stand that you and your wife have?
Oh, busy, busy. She just got in the door.
If anybody wants to know where it is, it's right beside the gas station and the Dépanneur. They've got a beautiful location, and it is, they make a lot of special things, and it's right overlooking the river. It's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And you've been there helping her a bit too, I think, eh?
Yeah, that probably what hurt me.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Doug. Okay, so that was great, everybody. Now, public question period. Are there any members of the public here with questions? Seeing none. E-questions. Yes, we have some e-questions, so I'll refer to them. First one is from Pat Guyette from Fort Collonge. And it says, a Warden Taller, in May I sent questions for the council meeting. In June, I went to the council meeting for answers. You promised to look into it. Lately, I contacted Director General Roy about some answers to those questions. Still no answers after 4 months. You promote people participating in our local government, transparency, integrity, credibility, honesty. Sadly, it seems those are empty words. When can I expect answers? So to that, I'm going to say that I'm going to look into exactly what information he was asking for. Sometimes if it requires freedom of interest, that takes a little longer. But I'm proud to say that the staff in this building are turning things around within 24 hours most of the time. That is what they aim for, to get back to people with answers. And Bernard shared with me that through the MAMASH, I believe, it refers to something like a 20-day period if special interest or research information is required.
Yeah, so the obligation to answer a written request by the staff is c'est la demande d'accès à l'information. So it's the commission of c'est la commission d'accès à l'information. If you are not satisfied with an answer we give to the written question, you have some recourse. You have to complain to the commission, and a follow-up will be done by the commission about the answer you received.
Okay. The next question is addressed to Mayor Francoeur. We have some that are from Pat Guyette. Some are questions directly to some of the mayors sitting around this table. But as I said before, tonight, this is our MRC meeting, and I will ask Pat Guyette to direct his question to Mayor Francoeur herself. And this particular one is just about the fact that, do we allow questions of the public in our meetings? And the answer is yes. But there also has to be a certain decorum observed, and we are not in our municipal meetings for arguments, and we certainly don't encourage heated debate. This is not the place for that, and I think that if there's an issue, a mayor could meet individually with a citizen. Next question from Pat Guyette is from Mayor Francoeur, and it's about the Forestry Committee, but it involves the Davidson project. And I know that the mayor, Davidson is in Mansfield, and the mayoress of Mansfield has the answer to the question. And so I would encourage Pat Guyette to contact the mayoress of Mansfield. And then we go to Mayor Spence, and it's about, oh wait, one more from Pat Guyette to me. The formation of the SWAT team that would facilitate project in the Pontiac. Now, the newer mayors may not be as aware of this, but we used to have something called the GTI. It was a Groupement Tactique Intervention. It was a way of encouraging investment and new business in the Pontiac. And Jeffrey McCann was kind of leading it. And there were a lot of business people on it, as well as some mayors. One project that was open was the abattoir, which is successfully running. And Pat Guyette does say, the formation of the SWAT team that would facilitate the project in the Pontiac has very little to show. I agree, and I'll explain why in a minute. But the slaughterhouse was under the previous administration, yes. While I was warden, the slaughterhouse was open. 9 of you were there. And we're very happy with the slaughterhouse. It's employing local people and it's running well. It's operating successfully. The question, he says, why would that be? So the good explanation is this. It's my understanding, and maybe other people can add to this. Please do. This was created with the Liberal government. And I believe that when the CAC government came in, they chose not to continue to fund it. And so this is why we don't have the SWAT team right now, or the Groupement Tactique Intervention. But I am proud to say there were quite, I think Live Well was kind of also under that initiative, but in the end, the abattoir was open. So something was accomplished. But the reason you're not hearing much, Mr. Guyette, about it now is it doesn't exist. I guess the last meeting, did you sit on that? Who in the room sat on that before? Anybody? I know Winston was on. Anyways, I don't think we've had a meeting for about 3 years, which would make sense. Okay, and then we go to a question for Mayor Spence, which again, I'm going to ask. This is from Amy Taylor, and her concern was that she had given me these questions to be answered last May. And I did say that I would follow up with the mayors. So most of you already, I had mentioned what these questions were at the time, but again, I'm going to ask Amy Taylor to contact Mayor Spence herself. And Mayor Gagnon, question 2 was for you. They're all basically about administration and attending local meetings. Mayor Ronche, there's a question for you about the money that was given for emergency preparedness plan. And so again, I'm going to ask Amy Taylor to get in touch with you through your municipality. And one final question for me with Mr. Roy says, I've also attempted to follow up with you, Warden Toller, regarding questions brought forth in June to no avail. And due to the fact that people are clearly ignoring emails for public information, well, I will defend that by saying we don't ignore emails. Can you please give a definitive answer as to the response procedure? How many days does the municipal offices have to respond to emails requesting either public or personal information? And what recourse of action is there when there is no response? This is not something that there is a time limit set on, and there is no regulation about it, and there's no one, overseeing it like from the province. All I can say is I think all of our mayors and municipalities do their very best to give the pertinent information that's asked in a timely fashion. Sometimes there are repeat questions because some people are just not satisfied with the information, and that needs to be also taken into account. I think that we all are doing our best to be very transparent, very open, and to operate with integrity. So I'm saying that in defense of the people in this building, as well as the people around this table. And we could ask the question, why do we hear only from the same people and not from the general public? And when we do give answers, I think the answers need to be listened to, and let's not waste time. Okay, now we will go on to general administration. 14.1, COVID-19 financial aid, a resolution. Annie Biancourt. I think you're just reporting on the financial status maybe, or there, no, there are some very,
There was just one recommendation this month for the fund, and it was to replace for our cleaning staff, our vacuum. We mentioned it at the plenary to make it more efficient and ergonomic, and yeah. So pour remplacer la balayeuse pour notre staff d'entretien ménager. The cost is $835.19.
and this is being taken from a fund that was given to us for COVID by the province. Yes. Excellent. Thank you very much. Any questions? So on that, we need a resolution to approve it, moved by Mayor Lynn Cameron. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 14.2 HR file. We have a resolution, Bernard Watt.
Une entente, une entente a été conclue relativement à un dossier RH là, en suspens aux conditions partagées avec les maires la semaine dernière. An agreement is reached regarding an HR file under the conscience share with the mayor. We need a resolution to authorize the signature of this agreement.
Moved by Mayor Karen Kelly. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 14.3 is a support request to the MSSS resources allocated to pre-hospital coverage in the Outaouais. And this is from the paramedics. And I just want to say, preface it, at the CPO, the wardens had a presentation in Gatineau by the paramedics, really representing all paramedics, saying that they are understaffed and they need more resources. And so I'm sure we all support this.
So you already presented the context. So we need a resolution to reiterate the request addressed by the Coopérative des Paramédics de l'Outaouais to the Ministère de la Santé et des Services sociaux for additional hours of services to ensure complete coverage of the Outaouais region, and with regard to the problem of retention of stretcher in the hospitals. Also, this resolution will be transmitted, a copy of this resolution will be transmitted to the Christian Dubé, the Minister of Health and Social Service in Quebec, and also to Mathieu Lacombe, the Minister responsible for the Outaouais region, as well as to all members of Parliament of the Outaouais. Finally, this resolution will be transmitted, a copy of this resolution will be transmitted to the local municipalities of the MRC Pontiac, as well as the Outaouais MRCs, for their support, and to authorize Mrs. Jane Toller Warden to carry out all the steps related to this file.
Okay, any questions on that? Moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 14.4, renewal of the PRR program /SHQ. This program has been very helpful to especially seniors, people on limited incomes in the Pontiac with repairs of their homes. Bernard?
Le programme de la SHQ, PRR, Réunion Région, est renouvelé pour 3 ans et a fait l'objet d'une révision majeure, notamment la valeur d'évaluation des immeubles augmentée à 150 000, un montant de l'aide financière bonifié à 20 ou à 25 000 selon le revenu du ménage, et un coût minimum des travaux autorisé de 3 500 $. So the HSQ program, PRR, so Réunion Région, is renewed for 3 years and revised. The value of the maximum allowable assessment of a house is $150,000. The maximum amount of financial assistance is increased from 12,000 to 20,000 or $25,000, depending of the household income, and the minimum cost of eligible work at $3,500. We need a resolution to establish the new maximum value of a house at $150,000. So the resolution that we propose is to establish a maximum standardized value of an eligible dwelling on the territory of the MRC Pontiac at $150,000.
Before we vote, I just want to make a statement. We have a contractor in the Pontiac 3 years ago who did the work and is owed $10,000 from this program and has never been paid. It's been very difficult trying to find a way to ensure this person is paid. The particular person from the SHQ that was managing the file was leaving, closed the file, which meant he got his commission, but this poor contractor got zero. If there's any way, I don't know if this can be done, I just want to throw it out there and say it publicly. If there's any way that we can, from the $260,000 that's being given to us by Mamash, if there's any way we could take 10,000 from that to at least pay him back, then I just want to suggest that. And I'll look into it. Bernard's given me the number of the SHQ. But as we know, we've had a lot of frustration. Mayor Beauregard knows about this. SHQ is something that's not part of the MRC. We work with them in partnership, but it's very difficult when something like this happens and we're told, well, we can't interfere or we can't, involve ourselves. We have to protect our contractors and we don't want this to happen again. So it's a lot of money. 260,000 is the beginning of the program. I'm hopeful that we don't have to consider taking 10 of this, but this gentleman deserves to be paid back. I don't think he's listening tonight, but I just need to say that, keep this alive. Okay. Thank you very much. So we need on this a resolution for the renewal of the program, moved by Mayor Colleen LaRiviere. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Go on to 14.5. Evaluation Department, acquisition of the PG tool. Could you explain what that is, Bernard, for the public? And we need a resolution.
A little explanation of that. It's to allow each municipality of this MRC to use the software developed by PG Solutions that will help the municipality, but also the members, the employees here at the MRC, at the Department of Assessment, to the English word, so the traiter les permis, to treat the permits with efficiency, so no risk of error of transmission of the numbers, and faster than taking the amount and put it in other database. So we last month we asked for a tender by PG Solutions, and they presented to us. It's for 16 municipalities. The two others, so Torn and Helena Keywood, already use that software, so that tool. So it's for the other 16 municipalities. The acquisition cost is $11,485, a renewal cost of $2,869, and for the implementation and also the training for that software, the cost will be $649. So I already presented this at the plenary meeting. So today we need a resolution just to accept that offer from PG.
Can I ask a quick question? Do you find it helpful, Karen and Carl? It'll makes a big difference for you? Okay, excellent. So could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Morris Beauregard. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 14.6, Paratransit Grant 2022. Transpiraction.
Pour autoriser la signature de la convention d'aide financière avec le MTQ pour le transport adapté donné par Transport Action ici dans la MRC de Pontiac et aussi la municipalité de Pontiac. So this resolution is to authorize the signature of the financial assistance agreement with the MTQ, and the wording of this resolution is to reserve an amount of $118,300 from the quotes shares for Transport Action Pontiac for the year 2022 within the framework of the paratransit program.
Any questions? Could I have someone move this resolution? Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong, all those in favor? Opposed? You're opposed? Oh, okay. I didn't think so. I think you're even on transfer action. All those, I'm just watching. Okay. And that carries. Thank you. We'll go on to 14.7, and that's transfer action again, public transit resolution. Bernard.
Again, for Transport Action, mais cette fois pour le transport collectif, so for public transit. C'est pour demander au MTQ une contribution financière de 100 000, oui, pour la maintenance du transport pour l'année collectif, pour l'année 2022. So it's to ask the MTQ for a basic financial contribution of $100,000 for the maintenance of public transportation for year 2022, and also to declare its our intention to reinvest the accumulated surplus, if we have some, of Transport Action Pontiac in regional public transit services over the next few years.
Any questions? Could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Corey Spence. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you. We go on now to 14.8 TDSP. The Table de Développement Social du Pontiac Projet FKIS project resolution. Maybe explain what the FKIS is or what the project is.
Project, yes, I will. Le comité d'analyse des projets FKIS de la Table de développement social du Pontiac recommande l'adoption du projet Conduire vers le succès Driving for Success proposé par Pontiac West, branche West Pontiac Connex pour un montant de 28 500 $. Ce projet consiste c'est un projet de volontariat pour les jeunes de 12 à 17 ans qui s'impliquent au sein de la communauté et effectuent diverses tâches et diverses activités de levée de fonds qui leur permettent d'accumuler des crédits pour payer les frais liés à l'obtention de leur permis de conduire. Les partenaires et citoyens participent à l'identification des besoins de la communauté. So, the TDSP FKIS Project Analysis Committee recommends the adoption of the project Driving for Success proposed by Pontiac West Branch, West Pontiac Connex, for an amount of $28,500. This is a volunteer project for young people aged 12 to 17 who get involved in the community and carry out various tasks and fundraising activities that allow them to accumulate credits to pay the expenses related to obtaining their driver's license. Partners and citizens participate in identifying the needs of the community. So the wording of the resolution is to adopt the project Driving for Success, West Pontiac Connex, tabled by by la Table de développement social du Pontiac, and recommend its future adoption by the CPO at the next meeting of the CPO.
Thanks, Bernard. Any questions? Moved by Mayor Donny Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 14.9, the sale for taxes, Campbell's Bay, Fort Collonges, and Lil's Alumet, a resolution. Bernard?
Yeah, a repeating item, maybe each month. C'est un point récurrent qui revient à peu près à chaque conseil pour autoriser le DG et ou la préfète à signer l'acte de vente finale pour des propriétés qui ont été vendues dans le cadre de la procédure de vente pour non-paiement de taxes, l'enchère qui se tient maintenant à l'automne. So this month, there's three property that had been 2 years ago, in 2020, yes, sold at the auction of tax sales process. So those property, we need an authorization, to sign the deeds. It's concerning the property in Campbell's Bay, the number lot 3545236 in Fort Collonges. The lots number 4637779, and in Lil's Alumet, so the lot number 4604684. So a resolution to authorize me and or the warden to sign the deed.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, could I have a resolution, please? Moved by Mayor Odie Godin. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Go on to finances with Annie Vaillancourt. The financial report 15.1 with a resolution.
Okay. Pour les finances de la MRC, on va bientôt, dans les prochaines semaines, là, entamer le processus pour le budget 2023 déjà. Mais je voulais juste dire là-dessus que le budget 2022, tout ça en ligne bien jusqu'à date. So the 2022 budget so far with our expenses are going well and everything is staying on budget. And we will be starting the new process in the next few weeks. For the accounts payables for this month, we have $132,544.14. Then we have accounts receivables, which are at $1,685,801.37. And we also have all the checks made in the last month or 2 months, sorry, because we had July in there, so that it's a higher number than usual. It's at $1,018,392.50. And lastly, we have the travel expenses for the regional council. So that would be for the June. It's $1,026.45.
Just out of curiosity, with all of those months when we were at home on Zoom and not able to meet in public, was there a reduction of travel expenses? I guess not. There was very little. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you very much. And any questions of Annie's report? Could I have a resolution, please? Moved by Mayor Doris Range. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Sorry, Doug, I think your hand was up there to move that resolution, so I'll keep my eyes on the screen. 15.2, changes to the MRC Visa account. Resolution, Annie Vaillancourt.
Oui, c'est une résolution pour notre compte Visa Desjardins, juste pour avoir 2 noms comme administrateur des comptes pour pouvoir faire des changements. So we need to name a second person on our Visa Desjardins account to replace someone who's not here anymore. As a representative to be able to make changes and once we pass resolutions and stuff. So Bernard is the person that's already there, and the second person we're going to name is myself, if you approve.
Thank you. And could I have a resolution, please? Moved by I was waiting for Doug Russell to put his hand up. Okay, he put up his hand. Well, I mean, I want him to feel a part of this meeting. Okay, 2 hands up. All right, this is yours, Doug. Moved by Mayor Doug Russell. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Go on to economic development, and because we do not have an economic development director at the moment, Bernard is taking carriage of this. 16.1 recommendations, donations, and sponsors. 16.1.1 Island Fest, a resolution.
Oui, une commandite de $500 est demandée pour le festival de l'île qui consiste en 2 journées d'activités gratuites. I will explain it in French, but not in English. You already did that. Okay. Yeah. Donc, des activités gratuites pour la famille qui incluent un tournoi de baseball, marché public, course de canard, musique locale, activités pour enfants et il y en a beaucoup d'autres que je ne mentionne pas. Tous les profits pour le bar seront redistribués parmi les organismes. Date et lieu le 19 et 20 août 2022 à Chapeau. So a sponsorship of $500 a week is requested for the Festival de l'Île, which consists of 2 days of free activities for family activities, including baseball tournament, public market, duck race, local music, children's activity, and much more activities. All profit for the bar will be redistributed among the participating organization, and the date and place August 19th and 20th in Chapeau. The resolution to the council is to grant a donation of $500 to the municipality of Ville-aux-Allumettes for their Island Fest.
Excellent. Every time I read Island Fest, I picture palm trees and coconuts, but it's not quite, you've got other things. Okay, so moved by Mayor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Yeah, pine trees and pine cones. Okay. Odie. For anybody who didn't hear that, she's been quiet too long. She had to can't let it out. Odie says, is there a mayor's dunking tank? Well, I wonder how many volunteers you'd have. I think you'd be busy. What did you say, Morris? Yeah, after 100 times they get bored. Okay, 16.2.1, the FRR Volley 4. Adoption of the call for projects, FRR component for support for vitalization business plan. For those of you who are on the vitalization committee, you've been working very hard and you've come up with a plan for, well, an amount that we're approving tonight of 2.5 million. And I'll let Bernard on behalf of Canberra Bay announce the resolution.
But just before, a reminder of the context. So, le Fonds Région des ruralités volet 4 est un programme qui vient en soutien à la vitalisation des territoires ruraux dévitalisés selon l'indice de vitalité économique développé par le MAMACH. L'enveloppe financière attribuée à la MRC de Pontiac s'élève à 5 millions sur 5 ans, tel que défini dans le dernier pacte fiscal signé entre le gouvernement du Québec et les municipalités. So, the FR Fund Stream 4 is a program that supports the revitalization of devitalized rural territories according to the Economic Vitality Index developed by the MAMACH. The financial envelope allocated to the MRC Pontiac totalizes $5 million over 5 years, as defined in the last fiscal pact signed between the government of Quebec and the municipality. So this is the context. The first resolution to adopt, adoption is to launch a call for project by August 18th, 2022, so tomorrow until September 30th, 2022, yeah. And this resolution we need is also to adopt a sum of up to 2.5 million available for the current fiscal year as of August 18, 2022. That includes a sum for the purpose of carrying out a diagnostic in connection with the revitalization plan under Axis 2 of the revitalization framework as recommended by the Revitalization Committee and in accordance with FRR agreement.
Thank you. And so the focus will be on the 18 municipalities. So this is a great opportunity. Could I have a resolution, please? Moved by Mayor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 16.3, the Pontiac Regional Art Collection Offer of Service Painting for the Elsie Gibbons Room. Resolution.
Just before, Mrs. Warden, there's another resolution.
Sorry about that. 16.2.2, adoption of the call for projects for component 4, support for vitalization. Sounds exactly the same, but I guess it's a different resolution. For documents, okay. Just says adoption of the call for projects for component. Okay, same. Okay, so this is for documents. Could we have a resolution, please? Moved by Mayor Doris Ranger. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 16.3, the art collection, painting of the Elsie Gibbons Room. Could I, resolution? You're here.
Cette résolution, c'est en lien avec la peinture, la peinture de la salle Elsie Gibbons, puis le corridor, en lien avec la collection d'art régional du Pontiac. So this resolution is for painting of the Elsie Gibbons room and the hallway for the as part of the regional art collection. So Considering a resolution we passed in June to continue the work necessary to develop the quality of the MRC's art collection and exhibition. Considering that we received 2 bids to paint these rooms, the colors are also going to be our new MRC colors. It would be proposed to award the painting to the lowest bidder, which would Philip Pilon for an amount of $4,800 before taxes.
Any questions of Kim? Yes, tell what the colors are again, Kim.
The hallway, oh, je peux ouvrir les choses. The hallway and this wall, these 2 walls are going to be the cream color. The far wall will be a charcoal, which is kind of similar to our floor we have. And this wall will be a blue, again, similar to the flooring that we have here, the carpet.
Okay, thank you. So could I have a resolution, please? Someone move it. Moved by Mayor Terry Lafleur. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. 16.4, support MRC Avignon, request for a flexibility of the rules. Accès Entreprise Quebec, AEQ, resolution. Bernard, maybe explain a little bit.
Yes. First of all, d'abord, c'est une demande d'appui à la MRC d'Avignon concernant une demande auprès du gouvernement du Québec d'assouplir les règles au niveau de la Convention d'accès entreprise Québec, AEQ. So it's a request to for support from the MRC Avignon regarding a request to the government of Quebec to facilitate the rules of the Accès Enterprise Quebec Agreement. So AEQ, what it is. So with that program, the MEI finance 2 human resources that we already have hired I think a couple of months ago. And they finance, it's a 5 years agreement. So 100,000 the first year, and then for another years, it's $200,000. Yeah. So totalizing $900,000. The problem with that is that when they announced that, they were ready to give the money, but we were not ready to hire someone, and so we lost money. And that money at the beginning was not. There were no possibility to report the amount at the end of the agreement, just to avoid to lose for that. So the MRC Avignon think about 2 resources, $200,000. You lost one resource 1 year. You want to use that money, and if there's no flexibility, you will lose that grant. So this resolution is to ask the government of Quebec to ease the rules of the agreement in order to allow the $900,000 to be spent over the duration of the agreement and not in an annual installments, and to include in the eligible expenses, the expenses regarding hired consultant. So not only for internal human resources, but it could be also someone from outside, so a service provider to be granted by that program. So we need a resolution for that.
Moved by Mayor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Thanks, Bernard. 16.5, PDZA.
Oui, la révision du plan de développement de la zone agricole, so PDZA, est en cours. Une expertise externe est nécessaire pour venir en appui au travail du personnel de MRC. The revision of the PDZA, so in French we say PDZA, plan de développement de la zone agricole, so the development plan of the agricultural zone this is currently ongoing. We recommend the support of an external expertise in support of the work carried out by the personnel of the MRC. This resolution is to mandate Mathis Eco and Groupe Plantaire as consultant for a price of $21,500, which among other things includes support for the diagnostic, the portrait of the organization and holding of various consultation with a view to establishing a concerted and concert to the action plan. So there was someone, this previous service provider already with who we had an agreement. He resigned as the service provider. So we need someone. So, pardon me. No, it's already yeah. He expressed his yeah. So just for your information, also Mathis & Co is also working with Vallée de la Gatineau and Argenteur and many other MRCs in Quebec.
Any other questions? Could I have a resolution, please? Moved by Mayor Ed Walsh. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.6, intention to contribute to the Regional Cultural Development Sectoral Agreement. Bernard Waugh.
Ça a été présenté d'abord à une rencontre régionale. L'entente sectorielle de développement en culture sera élargie. C'était disponible seulement pour une MRC, des Collines et la ville de Gatineau. Mais il sera élargi à l'ensemble des MRC pour une période de 3 ans, sur les années 2022, 2025. Cette entente donnera accès pour des organismes culturels locaux à un agent régional dont le mandat sera de rendre l'organisme admissible à des fonds couvrant ses frais de fonctionnement. So as presented this spring at the regional meeting, the pilot sectoral agreement will be renewed and extended to all the MRCs of the Outaouais for a period of 3 years, so 2022 to 2025. This agreement will give access for local cultural organizations to a regional agent whose mandate will be to make the organization eligible for fund covering operating costs. The MRC financial contribution in that sectoral agreement would be a minimum of $3,000 over 3 years, so $1,000 per year. And the resolution is to set aside $3,000 to contribute to the signing of the regional cultural agreement for this for the year 2022-2025. And it is also resolved that the amount will be distributed over 3 years. So the amount for each year is $1,000.
Any questions? Moved by Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.7, Artists Cultural Map. Bernard.
Dans l'objectif de relancer les tournées des artistes du Pontiac, mais aussi avec la préoccupation que les artistes ouvrent librement leurs maisons et leurs studios après 2 ans de pandémie, la MRC propose la création d'une carte publique auto-guidée qui présente les artistes du Pontiac et indique les moyens d'entrer en relation avec eux, tout en permettant aux artistes de mieux gérer leur espace de vie et leur temps et développer leur qualité entrepreneuriale. Ce projet est sur format papier d'abord et pourrait éventuellement être mis en ligne. So in order to relaunch the tours of the Pontiac artists, but concerned to see after 2 years of pandemic, artists opening their homes and private studios to strangers for 3 consecutive days, we propose the creation of a public self-guided map which introduces the artists of the Pontiac and puts them in contact with their clients, allowing them to better manage their living space and their time and develop their entrepreneurial qualities. This project is in the format of paper first, but could be, if possibly in the future, put online. So the resolution we propose to the council is to continue a resolution to continue the Artist Cultural Card project and to reserve the sum of $30,000 through the Cultural Development Agreement for year 2018, 2019, and 2020. So it's a residual of money available.
Any questions? Could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Morris Beauregard. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 16.8, Sustainable Housing Development Strategy in the MRC Pontiac FRR1. Bernard.
L'ensemble des DMRC de l'Outaouais cible dans le cadre d'une entente sectorielle à venir la mise sous contrat d'une ressource qui veillera à la mobilisation des parties prenantes, à l'élaboration d'outils et à la définition d'un plan d'action facilitant des réalisations concrètes en habitation. L'objectif général du projet, développer une offre de logement qui soit suffisante, en nombre suffisant, variée et abordable, avec comme objectif plus spécifique attirer les travailleurs dans le Pontiac, notamment en éducation et en santé, retenir dans leur milieu les citoyens actuels, notamment les aînés, dynamiser et maintenir la qualité de vie des cœurs villageois et consolider les entreprises de services de proximité. So, the MRC Pontiac, in concert with all the MRC of the Outaouais, are targeting within the framework of an upcoming sectoral agreement, the contracting of a resource will ensure the mobilization of stakeholders, the development of tools, and the definition of an action plan that should facilitate concrete achievement in housing. The general objective of this project to ensure housing offer that is sufficient in number, varied, and affordable. And more specific objective to attract workers to the Pontiac, especially in education and health, to retain current citizens, especially seniors in their communities, to revitalize and maintain the quality of life of village centers, and to consolidate local service companies. The value of the project that was tabled last Friday at the Mamash is a project over 3 years for an amount of $247,225. On which we request from the Mamash, from the FR1, of $197,780 as grants. It's quite the same amount from here at the MRC Pontiac or in Vallée-la-Gatineau, or in Papineau. A little less for MRC des Collines, yeah. So this resolution is to authorize the Director General to sign and submit, just to confirm. I already did that, but to confirm the signature and the submission of this application for financial assistance for the Sustainable Development Strategy project within the framework of FRR1 support for the outreach of the region aimed at supporting the realization of mobilization. It's too much detail, but it's about the objective of this, the priorities of the Outaouais in the FR1. So we have a meeting, all the MRC tomorrow with the Mamash on that, with the minister responsible for the region of the Outaouais, and just we need that resolution to move forward with the other licenses.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Bernard. And it also includes the part that we need to put in ourselves with in-kind or a small amount of money from our budget. Thank you. Regional infrastructures, good job, Bernard. You've had to replace Jason tonight as well as economic development director. So again, okay. Yes, I'm going to thank you for reminding me. I would like to have someone move the resolution. Who will that be? Okay, how about Karen Kelly? Mayor Karen Kelly. Because she was laughing at me thinking I'd forgotten. I hadn't forgotten. I just was adding a little bit of information, but we can never be reminded too often. 17.1 under regional infrastructure. All those in favor? I'm telling you, it must be an age thing. Getting forgetful. All those in favor? Again. Opposed? That carries. 17 regional infrastructure. 17.1 Portage Building Daily Rental Agreement. Kim Lesage.
This next resolution is for a rental agreement for the part of the Stone School in Portage. Cette résolution, c'est pour avoir une entente de location quotidienne pour l'immeuble qu'on a à Portage du Fort. Considering a request that we received by the Pontiac Artists Association to rent out the annex to the Stone School in Portage du Fort at 28 Mill Street. It's a small building located right beside it with just like a little one room and a bathroom. So we've prepared a rental agreement that's available on ID side, and this resolution would be to approve it for the use of cultural, educational, or artistic activities at a cost of $25 per day. Pardon me?
Any questions? Okay, we have someone move that resolution, moved by Marilyn Cameron. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. We go on with Kim Lesage to 17.2, which is EV charger on the PPJ property.
So this PPJ property that we own in Campbell's Bay is a hot commodity that's been a lot of resolutions over the past few years. We received a request from the municipality of Campbell's Bay to install an electric vehicle charging station in the area across from the splash pad that's already set up with electrical by the municipality of Campbell's Bay, at least a electrical post. Across from the Legion, where it's a parking lot already being used. So we're not, even though it's not approved in our bylaw for the Cyclopark PPG, that's why we need to pass a resolution. It is used as a parking area, and it does not impede on the bike path itself.
Yeah. Well, perfect. Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments on this? Could we have someone move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Corey Spence. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Thank you. And thank you very much, Kim. Great job. Now we go on to Jason Durand, who will be replaced by Bernard Roy. Management of Territory, 18.1. We've had to learn a lot of files very quickly. Outaouais and Laurentians Forestry Affiliate, Bernard.
C'est un appui à la MRC de Vallée-de-la-Gatineau qui fait une demande financière au gouvernement du Québec dans le cadre d'un projet pilote qui a été mis en place après la fermeture de l'usine de Tursault et qui veut réévaluer ce projet pilote, les façons de fonctionner en forêt et diminuer les coûts de la fibre. Des économies de plus de $2,000 par hectare ont été ciblées. So this resolution of support is a resolution of support to the MRC Vallée-de-la-Gatineau, which is submitting a financial request to the government of Quebec as part of a pilot project set up after the closing of the Tursault mill, and which aims to reassess the ways of operating in the forest and reduce the cost of fiber, saving of over $2,000 per hectare have been targeted. So this resolution proposed to the council is to ask the government of Quebec to invest $2,000 per hectare during the realization of the pilot project in order to allow the survival of the forestry subsidiary in the Outaouais and Laurentians. Also resolved to send a copy of this resolution to the Minister of MFFP, so Pierre Dufault, and also Minister MEI, Mr. Pierre Fitzgibbon, as well as to Mr. Mathieu Lacombe, Minister responsible for the Outaouais.
This is what was being asked for at that press conference that was in Graceville. Any questions or comments? Could I have someone move the resolution? Moved by Mayor Terry Lafleur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And I want you to know this week I got a letter just reinstating me, I guess, or asking me to be they call it permanent forestry commissioner. I don't know what permanent means, but just means that I continue to go to those meetings in Quebec City. And I'm happy to have, there's maybe only 5 or 6 representing the province. So I'm lucky, I think, representing Pontiac to be able to have a voice and be there. They only have about 4 meetings a year, but it's good to be included. 18.2, application to CPTAQ regarding a gravel pit in Waltham. Resolution on Bernard.
Demande à la CPTAQ concernant une gravière à Waltham, so an application to the CPTAQ regarding a gravel pit in Waltham, and the resolution we propose to the council is to support the application for authorization of a use other than agriculture for part of lot 6072521 of Quebec Cadastre and send this resolution to the municipality of Waltham, to CPTAQ, to UPA Pontiac, and also to UPA Outaouais-Laurentide.
Any questions or comments? Could I have someone move this resolution? Please, moved by Mayor Carl Mayer. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 18 points. I guess you carry a lot of gravel, eh? Just thought of that. In your day job, in your other job. So 18.3, conservation strategy and PRMHH action plan resolution. This is from Carrie Richardson, who had given us a great presentation. And so Bernard, do you want to explain just a little bit what this is?
Oui, Madame Carrie Richardson a fait une présentation ici même à la salle Ségubin le 27 juillet dernier là, sur le plan de protection des milieux humides. So PRMHH, plan de... I have a problem. Yeah, je pensais que c'est ça, mais bon, je n'étais pas sûr. Des milieux hydriques et humides. So, la présentation a lieu ici, donc le 27 juillet dernier, et devant vous. Et ce qui a été présenté, c'était un projet de plan d'action et des cartes qui vont accompagner ultimement ce plan d'action-là. Il y aura des consultations publiques à la fin du mois, mais avant de se rendre aux consultations publiques, il faut adopter ce plan d'action-là et les cartes à venir. So, following the presentation on July 27th on Wetland Protection Plan, the draft action plan and the accompanying maps will be adopted tonight as presented in order to allow public consultation at the end of the month of August. So the resolution we propose to the council tonight is to adopt the conservation strategy as presented and to adopt the wetland map, which consists of loss protection, sustainable use, and restoration areas as presented.
Thank you, Bernard. Any questions or comments? Could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 18.4, forest management work on the TPI resolution. Bernard.
Dans le cadre de sa convention de gestion territoriale, la MRC de Pontiac doit respecter la stratégie d'aménagement durable des forêts, le PADF. Elle doit, entre autres, entreprendre diverses activités d'aménagement forestier qui sont prévues dans le PAFIO. So, through its territorial management agreement, the MRC Pontiac must respect the sustainable forest management strategy. MRC must, among other things, undertake various forest management activities that are provided for in the PAFIO. So this resolution is to authorize Jason Duran, Director of Territory, to coordinate forest management work on certain TPIs as outlined in the PAFIO 2017-2021 to 2021. This is the version 2 and also the version, the more recent version 3 PAFIO.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions? Could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Morris Beauregard. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 18.5, adoption of the Integrated Operational Forest Management Plan, PAFIO V3 of the MRC Pontiac resolution.
En signant en 2016 la Convention de gestion territoriale avec le gouvernement, la MRC du Pontiac accepte d'assumer la gestion de 2300 hectares de terres publiques intramunicipales, TPI, présentes sur son territoire. Pour permettre les travaux d'aménagement sur ces TPI, la MRC est responsable d'avoir un plan d'aménagement forestier intégré opérationnel, sur PAFIO. Ce plan a été produit et présenté au comité consultatif multiressources et fait l'objet d'une consultation publique. By signing in 2016 the Territorial Management Agreement with the government, the MRC du Pontiac agreed to assume the management of 9,300 hectares of intramunicipal public land, TPI, on its territory. And to allow development work on these TPIs, the MRC is responsible for having an operational integrated forest management plan called PAFIO. This plan was produced and presented to the Multi-Resource Advisory Committee and is the subject of public consultation. And tonight we ask the council to adopt the integrated operational forest management plan for the MRC's intra-municipal public lands.
Any comments or questions? Could I have someone move the resolution, please? Moved by Mayor Brent Orr. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. And now 18 point. That's all except miscellaneous. No, we're not completely. We've got 19.1. And this is before us because many of us, well, we know we have 3 arenas in the Pontiac, and all the arenas have one thing in common. It's the challenge of paying the hydro bill. And so as a council of mayors, we decided to make a request to have a special class of hydro rate created by Hydro-Quebec for arenas, and that this benefit Pontiac, but that it also go across the whole province. And I know that in Ontario, this happens. To my knowledge, they have a residential rate, a commercial rate, an industrial rate, and there's even rates for churches and OBNLs. And certainly a user of power like this with the arena, we know that our arenas are managed by volunteers, and it's a lot of fundraising. I know in Fort Collonges in particular, they've had a big challenge trying to raise, I think the bill was $55,000 a year. So I think, I'm surprised no other MRC has thought of this, but I think good on us asking for this. So I hope it can be unanimous. The reading of it, the part that it's proposed, can I see it in English, please, at the bottom? Well, just because I can say it in French first. Il est proposé par a résolu de demander à Hydro-Québec d'établir une classe spéciale de tarifs et de permettre des tarifs préférentiels pour les arenas du Québec. It is proposed by and resolved to ask Hydro-Quebec to establish a special class of rates and allowing preferential rates for arenas in Quebec. Moved by. Yes, I'm going to give this one to Mayor Bill McCleary, who's been you've been a champion talking to us about the arena in Shawville. And we have another arena in Chapeau, and we have an arena in Fort Collonges. So all those in favor, and I will record that. And Doug Russell has his hand up too. Yay, thumbs up. So we will record that as unanimous. And this is being sent to Hydro-Quebec in particular, but also who else should it, what ministries should this go to? Yeah, yeah. And let's also send it let's send it to all the wardens of the Outaouais and get their support as well, but and MEI to Pierre Fitzgibbon. Excellent. Thank you very much. Now we are ready to close the meeting. Could I have a resolution? Yes, but no, give me a chance. We're having a resolution to go in camera. Moved by Mayor Colleen LaRiviere. All those in favor, opposed, and we will go in camera just for a short meeting. Thank you very much.